What's going on, you guys? It's Stacey and Danielle with the Living Roots podcast, and we're so excited to get this project going for you guys. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about ourselves and introduce who we are and what we do, some goals and dreams that we have for the podcast and for ourselves, just so you guys can get to know us a little bit better. So I'm just going to jump right into it first. I'm Stacey. I'm a wife and mother of a 2 and a 4-year-old. I was a business owner. I had a dog training business, which I still do have a dog training business, but I don't do it nearly as full-time as I used to. But I'm also a Christian, a new Christian. We actually were just baptized at our church about a month or so ago, and that has changed our lives in so many beautiful ways. But so we have that. I am a beginning farmer and homesteader, brand new to all of this. So I'm excited to share my experiences with you guys and, pretty much just have you learn with me as I go. We just moved to North Carolina from New Jersey back in April, and it's January now, so about 9 months ago. We have donkeys and chickens and goats. We have dogs and cats, and we are brand new to owning cows. We have a couple of beef cattle and our dairy cow, Daisy, who is absolutely amazing. So brand new to all of that and doing all the things, making butter, milking the cow, baking sourdough, and getting started learning all the home things. I'm really excited to learn how to can and preserve and ferment things. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you along on that journey with me and we can learn together as we go. I love all things entrepreneurial. My husband and I have our own businesses, and I just love when people are able to find their passion and turn it into a business. I just feel like there's such a sense of freedom in that, and it just brings so much joy to your day-to-day life. You'll definitely hear me talking a lot about business and starting your own business, the struggles, the ups and downs. Owning your own business is definitely not just a rosy, easy road. It has its ups and downs, but it's definitely amazing if it's something that you're set out to do in life. I love gardening, all the farm things. So I'm definitely going to be someone on this podcast that loves to talk about do-it-yourself stuff and learning new skills. And I feel like we should always be learning something new and thriving to add stuff to our bucket list and check those things off. So I'm definitely a go-getter in that area. So we'll be talking about that. I'm also really big on clean, healthy, organic living, clean food, getting food from your local farmers when possible, growing your own food, sourcing your own food, all of those things. So that's a lot of what I will be talking about. So that's pretty much my story and where I'm at, and I'll let Danielle take it.
Okay. So my name is Danielle. I'm also a wife. I have an 18-month-old daughter. We have 3 dogs. I have been transitioning to a healthier lifestyle for probably the past 8+ years. So naturally, I just share that with people, and so I've started to figure out how I can turn that into my own business. So I've learned a lot from Stacey and Travis. They're very smart business-wise, which is a good friendship to have. So right now I'm studying to be a certified holistic nutrition and also a holistic nutritionist and also a health coach through AFPA. So I'm doing a dual certification for that. Stacey and I are very similar in that we live healthy lifestyles. We like to do things as low toxic or non-toxic as possible, especially when it comes to food. We're food snobs, I would say, for real. And real foods. I think we'll probably talk a lot about parenting.
Yes.
We agree on a lot of things, but we also have different views on things. So I think that's a cool dialogue to have. And just kind of like Stacey said, educating others to maybe not necessarily do what we do, but I know when you're starting out on maybe trying to live a healthier lifestyle, it can be very overwhelming, and you feel like you have to do things all or nothing, and that's definitely not the case. Like I said, we're still swapping things out 8+ years later. So just kind of being a resource for that. And I get to live vicariously through Stacey on her farm because I grew up on a farm. And we live on like 1 acre here now. I'm also a northern transplant, so it's always nice to find that in friendships down here too. I don't have a garden at this house, and we don't have the setup for animals. So, like I said, being able to come here and live vicariously through you has been good for my soul. So, yeah, I think we're just excited. We have a lot of topics that we have picked out that we want to get into. And we plan to release, I think, probably at least 1 episode every week. So we're excited to start.
Absolutely. And what I'm excited about with this podcast too is that on the day-to-day, it will be just Danielle and I, again, talking about different topics and our experiences with it, our thoughts, our beliefs, all of that, which are not always the norm. And that kind of is what started this podcast. Her and I met through a holistic, crunchy mom group. I moved here and was like, I need friends. And
shout out Freedom Keepers.
Yeah. And, I think it was Danielle or somebody in that group that was like, let's all meet up at a park. And we did it instantly. Danielle and I just hit it off, and we talked the whole time and quickly just started, messaging all the time and talking about things. And it was so comforting to realize that there was somebody here that had these same thoughts and beliefs that I had. And it really made the move to a brand new state a lot easier. And it was like a breath of fresh air, getting to meet her family and just watch how she does things. I still learn a lot from her with her parenting style. She definitely takes the gentle parenting approach, and I'm learning as I watch her do those things. So I like that we get to push each other and, grow together and learn different perspectives. And we don't always agree on every single topic, which I'm excited to bring to this podcast, because I really feel like in today's world, if you don't agree with somebody, you can't be friends with them, or they're kicked out of the family, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like that's a really sad thing to see, and I feel like it's kind of a newer thing. I don't think that has always been, topics haven't always been so hot. Right?
Not being able to even have a discussion about something because, I know that you don't agree with me on this. It's not, we can't even talk about it.
Absolutely.
Why? That's how you learn.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, you can still be friends and agree to disagree. And again, I think that's something
respectfully.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, not just say it and roll your eyes and walk away. You actually can agree to disagree. And I have people in my life and family members in my life that, again, I was kind of the black sheep. I did not do things exactly the same way. I didn't approach situations the same way. And it's not that I thought they were wrong. They just didn't sit in my soul like that. I didn't feel like that was the path for me always. So again, when I came here and I met Danielle, and her and I seemed to click on these things, it was like, wow, I wonder if there's other people out there who have these same ideas and think a little bit differently and outside the box and want to take these other approaches to life, that also maybe you find it hard to find people in their community who they can have these tougher conversations with, and be able to learn and grow together. So that's what really sparked the idea of a podcast of, hey, we want to talk about these things. We're going to be talking about these things anyway. Why don't we go on a podcast and talk about it together so that we can make this a community of people who have a place to go and share and, share ideas and talk about different topics that might be taboo in their family, or, not the same thought process as their friends. It's really just an outlet to know that you're not alone. There are other people who are on the same path as you, many more than you think. I think a lot of us sometimes stay quiet about certain topics, but there are a lot of us out there. And that's something that I've learned a lot this past year. So that's what this podcast is going to be about, a safe place to talk about these different ideas, to know that you have friends in us, and we're excited to grow this community and to learn, a lot about you guys. We are going to be active on Instagram, asking questions of what do you guys want to hear about, what should we talk about, do you want to know our thoughts on X, Y, and Z? So we definitely want to get your feedback and have you guys involved. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Anything else?
I don't think so. I think it is tough to feel like you're doing things that aren't normal.
Yeah.
But sometimes doing what everybody else is doing isn't normal. And so if you feel that black sheep feeling that I don't agree with this, but this is what everybody else does, it's really uncomfy. And so finding people who oh wait, you do that that too? Okay.
Yes.
Ooh. And then you're like, okay, we're going to have this little club and we're going to be the weirdos together. But you're not as weird as you might think you are. There's a lot more people who do, but like not everyone maybe is as vocal or as comfortable being as vocal, and that could be because of different like family relationships, that it's just not worth the drama or the uncomfortableness or whatever. But we obviously don't care about that. So not that we don't care, but we are confident enough, I think, in our decisions that we're just like, we want to talk about this because it is tough. I also am new to this area. I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and I've lived in the South for 8, 10 years. I don't even know. But my husband is from where we are right now. We just moved back here. Well, he moved back. I moved here with him 3 years ago. And it's tough to be like the new kid. Even though you're 30 years old, it's tough to be the new kid. Everyone has relationships formed already, and they have their families, and you know, you're, especially the ages that we are, like we have young kids, and so it's like you're busy. Yeah. So it's hard to have friends. It's hard to like have a schedule and do the things, and so finding someone that you click with and someone that you can feel like you can be yourself, and you don't have to be like, oh, I don't do that. This is weird for people, or I do things this way. This is weird for people, and not having to worry about that is refreshing. So we wanted that space to kind of be here too. So even if you don't maybe have close friends, because I have a lot of friends like this, but they don't live here. And so just having that, like, oh, I can come to your house, and we can, you know. So we wanted to have that little internet space also to kind of be that community for people who might not be as lucky as we are to have that. So
we joke around and say that find you a friend that will go to the food store with you and have that be like your outing for the day, because Danielle found this like all organic, really healthy food store that was in a town nearby that I didn't know existed, and she's like, you have to try this out. And like, you know, a couple of weeks later, we're like, do you want to go to the food store? I was like, absolutely. We're in there like nerding out over all these different, you know, homeopathic options and organic and clean and just all that stuff. So we had a great time. But yeah,
so we're like, we're nerds in the parking lot. We're nerds.
Yeah. High five and got into our cars. Yes. So again, this is just a fun space. We're going to get together. We're going to talk about hard topics. We're going to talk about fun topics. We want you to learn and grow with us. We want to share our experiences and hear about your experiences as well. And just create a really fun community of like-minded people where we can go and just have fun. So that's pretty much what this podcast is going to be about. Like Danielle said, we will be releasing an episode once every week. So you have that consistency. You can come to this space. You can find us on Instagram at the Living Roots Podcast. I also will be starting our YouTube channel. So if you cannot find us on any of the platforms yet for the podcast, you can go to our YouTube channel. All of our podcast recordings will be filmed and recorded, so you can see it all there as well. So I'm excited to get this journey going, and I cannot wait to, again, learn who you guys are, learn about you, learn about your lives, share our lives, and just get to know each other.
Yeah.
All right, so stay tuned, guys. We will have a new episode coming for you shortly.
That was good. We did it.
I was scared at first, my voice was all
I know you were.